Okay, let's dive into a really powerful idea, one that helps tackle some of the toughest, most frustrating problems we have with other people. It's all based on the book Leadership and Self-Deception. And honestly, this concept might just flip the switch on how you see every single conversation you have from now on.
You ever have those days, or, weeks, where it just feels like you're trying your best, but you keep hitting a wall with people, at work, at home, everywhere, and you can't help but think, man, if only they would just get it together, everything would be so much easier. But what if the problem isn't really out there with everyone else? What if the real source of all that friction is something you're carrying around with you? A metaphorical box that you're stuck inside, a box that warps how you see everything, and you don't even know it's there. And look, this isn't some small thing we're talking about. This invisible problem, this box, it's so powerful that it can make two people who are supposed to love each other flip to resentment and anger in like an instant. And the craziest part? Neither one of them really understands how it happened.
And this is where it gets really tricky, because this problem is contagious. When we're in this state, we don't just see someone in a negative light. We actually go looking for backup. We pull our friends, our family, our coworkers into our distorted view to prove we're right. You've seen it, right? A tiny disagreement at work suddenly blows up and poisons the entire team's vibe. That's how it spreads.
So let's get specific. What does it actually mean to be in the box? Well, the book gives it a very clear and powerful name: self-deception. That's what the box is made of.
Now, self-deception is way more than just telling yourself a little white lie. It's a kind of blindness. It's when you are so completely convinced that you're the one who's right and they're the one who's wrong that you literally cannot see how you're contributing to the problem. You become blind to your own stuff.
And just look at the difference here. It's like night and day. When you're in the box, your whole reality is warped. You feel like a victim, you blame everyone else for your problems. But when you're out of the box, suddenly you see things as they really are. You take responsibility, and you feel capable, you feel free. It is a total paradigm shift.
So this all leads to the big question, right? How do we even end up in the box to begin with? It's not like we wake up and decide, hey, I think I'll deceive myself today. It all starts with something way more subtle, a tiny little moment the book calls an act of self-betrayal.
Think about it. All day long we get these little feelings, these nudges, about what we probably should do, for ourselves or for someone else. In that split second, we're at a crossroads, and the choice we make, well, it determines everything. Let me show you exactly how it works with a simple example. Okay, so picture this. You decide you're going to start running at 5 a.m. Step 1, the alarm goes off. You get that feeling, I should get up, I should go run. Step 2, you hit the snooze button. That's it. That's the self-betrayal. Now here's the absolute key. To make yourself feel okay about not running, you immediately start justifying. Oh, I worked so hard yesterday. My boss is stressing me out. I need to sleep. It looks cloudy. It's probably going to rain anyway. You are literally building the walls of the box around yourself with excuses. And boom, step 4, you're in. So that's the formula. Every single time we go against that little inner voice that tells us what's right, whether it's getting up on time, holding a door open, or actually listening when a coworker is talking, we betray ourselves. And that little act of betrayal, it's a one-way ticket straight into the box.
Okay, so we betray ourselves, we cook up some justifications, and we land ourselves in the box. So what? What's the real damage here? Well, the most dangerous part of all this is how it totally changes the way we see other people.
This is chilling. Instead of seeing other humans as, well, human, with their own feelings, needs, and hopes, we start seeing them only in relation to us. Are they an obstacle in my way? Are they a vehicle I can use to get what I want? Or are they just completely irrelevant? Let's use a super common example, being rude to a busy bartender.
When you're in the box, this is the story you tell yourself. The internal monologue sounds something like, I've had such a hard day, I'm stressed out, I deserve this drink now, they should be faster. You give yourself permission to be impatient, to treat them like an object, a drink-making machine, not a person.
But the reality, the truth from outside the box, is a lot simpler and more accountable. Deep down, you know the right way to treat another person. But in that moment, you chose not to. You betrayed your own sense of decency. And to justify that betrayal, you had to invent a story where your needs were all important and their humanity was basically worthless.
And you can see how this becomes a vicious cycle, right? Self-betrayal, followed by justification, which keeps us trapped in the box. It messes up our relationships, it poisons our workplaces, and it totally limits our own happiness. All because we're constantly fighting against a distorted reality that we created ourselves.
Which, of course, leaves us with the most important question of all. We get it. We now see how we get into the box. We understand that we are the architects of our own little prisons, building them one tiny self-betrayal at a time. So, if we're the ones who build the walls, how on earth do we start tearing them down and get out?